In the headlines of this hour on VTV News, rice growers enjoy bumper harvests in 2024. Later on, Vietnamese tourism promoted on CNN through 30-second video. And South Korea's Constitutional Court begins trial proceedings over President Yoon's impeachment.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Good afternoon. It is currently 3 p.m. local time and you're tuning in to 30 minutes of VTV News. I'm Lily Lei with the latest updates. Now, to ensure the effective management and handling of land and property at state-owned enterprises and to prevent losses and waste, Prime Minister Phie has issued a directive requiring the Ministry of Finance to finalize a draft decree on the reorganization and handling of public assets for submission to the government for approval by December. He's also asked the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment to amend and supplement regulations on land use plans, including the development and approval of land use plans during the privatization of state-owned enterprises for completion by the end of this year. The Prime Minister has also instructed local authorities to swiftly recover land from state-owned enterprises that misuse, neglect, delay its use, or fail to meet financial obligations. State-owned enterprises must review their land and property management to ensure compliance with legal standards, promote efficiency, eliminate waste, and prevent misuse for unauthorized purposes. Additionally, the Prime Minister has tasked the Government Inspectorate of Vietnam, local authorities, and relevant agencies with intensifying inspections and enforcing strict compliance with these regulations. Moving on to other news, transport infrastructure construction projects are busier than ever as year-end approaches. The earlier each public investment project is completed and put into use, the greater the economic boost it provides to the local area and the wider region. Many projects are ramping up their final stages to meet the target of disbursing at least 95% of the allocated public investment funds.
The main road connecting Vinh City to Co Lao Town is one of 3 major projects in Nghệ An province that have been completed nearly a year ahead of schedule.
Our department's leadership checks the progress at the construction sites and organizes meetings with contractors to find solutions. Land clearance also plays a crucial role in meeting deadlines.
Nghệ An province has also established task forces involving various departments to support and resolve procedural issues for investors. Nghệ An has disbursed over 75% of its allocated public investment funds, significantly higher than the national average.
The disbursement of public investment funds is closely monitored across the province, with projects categorized based on their speed of disbursement. Any bottlenecks in procedures or capital management are being addressed promptly.
By the end of November, Hanois province had disbursed over 76% of its public investment funds and is now pushing to achieve the highest possible disbursement rate.
We have been holding regular meetings to commit to the timely completion of land clearance and monthly disbursement targets. Localities are actively monitoring the implementation of projects and public investment disbursements.
Public investment disbursement reached just over 60% of the Prime Minister's target by the end of November. To meet this year's goal of disbursing at least 95% of allocated funds, an additional $9.6 billion USD must be disbursed in December and January. This presents a significant challenge, requiring ministries, sectors, and local governments to address any remaining issues proactively.
Vietnam's rice exports have reached a new milestone in 2024, with over 9 million tons shipped, generating $5.7 billion. This represents an 11% increase in volume and a 24% increase in value compared to last year, setting records for both production and export revenue since Vietnam began exporting rice in 1989. Vietnam is now the third largest rice exporter in the world, trailing only India with 17 million tons and Thailand with 10 million tons. According to the Vietnam Food Association, the Philippines remains Vietnam's largest market, accounting for 40% of exports, with a strong preference for fragrant varieties like Dai Thơm 8, OM18, and the ST varieties. Despite rising global supply, Vietnamese rice continues to be in high demand, with other key markets including Indonesia and Malaysia. Good news has extended beyond rice export businesses, as 2024 has proven to be a bumper year for rice farmers as well. In particular, farmers cultivating high-quality rice in well-connected fields are experiencing a significant boost in income.
Anh, who is cultivating his first crop under the 1 million hectare high-quality rice initiative, is thrilled with the results. His rice yield reached 7 tons per hectare, a more than 10% increase compared to the previous crop. Both the selling price and overall profit have also seen notable growth.
I made a profit of about $100 per hectare from the previous rice crop. I expect the profit to reach up to $120 per hectare from the new crop.
A key priority now is to ensure that farmers' profits continue to rise. Local authorities and relevant units must work together to create incentives that encourage more people to participate in rice cultivation.
Currently, the price of fresh rice in the Mekong Delta ranges from $300 to $530 per ton, reflecting an increase of $8 to $13 compared to the previous week. The ongoing improvement in the quality of raw materials, along with the booming export market, are driving a sharp rise in rice prices.
The export market is performing exceptionally well. We've exported at least 5,000 tons of rice to Europe and the Middle East every month. The rice market in 2024 has been very favorable.
It is recommended that farmers continue to prioritize the production of fragrant, high-quality rice varieties such as ST25, Dai Thơm, and Nang Hoa. These varieties are essential for meeting export demand and boosting profit potential.
Record high exports, robust harvests, and favorable prices highlight Vietnam's thriving rice industry. This success underscores the importance of following the government's 1 million hectare project, which emphasizes fragrant, high-quality rice production for sustainable exports.
As the Tet holidays approach, consumers are keeping a close eye on the availability and prices of festive goods. In response, businesses are boosting production to meet demand, with many choosing to increase output rather than raise prices. More in the following.
The business has been ramping up production for Tet, increasing productivity by 30%. Despite facing higher costs, rather than raising prices, the company is focusing on expanding its production chain to reduce overall costs.
We've raised output to compensate for the costs. More buyers mean more products sold.
The business has committed to maintaining stable prices for essential foods throughout the Tet period, while also offering promotions and discounts. Their $2 billion investment in Tet production has been restructured to reduce costs, and the company has willingly reduced profit margins to keep prices low.
With consumers tightening their budgets, sales dropped significantly in the first 3 quarters of the year. As a result, we have no choice but to implement promotions to boost consumption.
The Ho Chi Minh City Department of Industry and Trade has invested approximately $2.5 billion to reserve Tet goods, stabilizing the market for the holiday. The stockpile has increased 4 to 6% compared to last year.
We offer many promotions, including discounts tailored to each product.
Businesses are offering goods that are 5% cheaper than similar products.
The plans to stabilize Tet goods focus strongly on ensuring high-quality products at reasonable prices. Consumers can be confident there will be no shortages or price increases during the Tet holiday.
According to a report from the city's Department of Labor, Invalids and Social Affairs, businesses in Ho Chi Minh City are currently looking to fill over 32,000 job vacancies across a variety of industries with high staffing needs, including textiles, footwear, sales, accounting, and hospitality. Many of these positions are temporary or part-time, making them ideal for workers such as students, laborers, or those staying in the city during the Tet Holiday. And before we move on, let's have a look at the exchange rate between the Vietnam dong and some world currencies in today's market. Coming up next on VTV News. Localities launch a digital transformation for rural development. And later on, 30-second video promotes Vietnamese tourism on CNN. Now, moving on to other important updates, the North-South High-Speed Railway project is expected to start construction in 2027. According to initial calculations by the Ministry of Transport, the project needs about 240,000 technical workers for infrastructure construction and installation. In addition, 13,800 operational personnel and about 2,000 consulting experts are also needed. Many universities have proactively opened training programs to supply human resources promptly.
To date, Ho Chi Minh City University of Transport is the first and only university in the country to establish an institute affiliated with high-speed railways. The intensive training program began this year.
More than 200 students have been studying for the high-speed railway majors from the 2024 class. By 2025, the school is expected to fully enroll 4 majors to meet the human resource needs by 2027.
Although railways are not a new industry, many schools have trained in or have training programs related to them. However, for the first time in Vietnam, operating a train with a speed of up to 350 kilometers per hour requires new skills and knowledge.
Few schools already teach structural, design, and construction problems at the 100 km per hour level. Students involved in construction may not understand the new design problems because of a lack of foundation knowledge.
According to calculations, an average of 9 people are needed at 5 locations to operate 1 kilometer of the North-South High-Speed Railway. The High-Speed Rail project, stretching over 1,500 kilometers, requires 13,800 people.
In addition to the tuition policy is suitable, which will also create opportunities for young people to access university education, especially in remote areas.
Recruiting human resources not only helps ensure the project is on schedule, but also underscores the pioneering role of higher education, especially when Vietnam is in the process of modernizing infrastructure, and developing high-speed transportation is imperative.
Vietnam's development of new rural areas is an ongoing journey to enhance both the living standards and spiritual well-being of its people while modernizing rural communities. The concept of smart new rural areas marks the next step forward, bringing digital transformation to communes, villages, and hamlets. Let's take a look.
This locality is implementing a pilot model that combines smart new rural areas, e-commerce platforms, and online public services. Through feedback forms, residents can rate their satisfaction with these services. To support digital adoption, the commune has established 19 community digital technology groups to assist locals. Local officials now carry internet-connected smartphones and use apps to share updates, interact with residents, and respond to feedback.
I submitted forms for a certificate of marital status. Local officials gave me instructions, and the application was processed quickly.
This commune has adopted the smart new rural model and achieved 100% internet and 4G mobile infrastructure coverage, fully funded through social contributions. Leveraging its strong tea production industry, the commune has created digital groups for collaboration and mutual support in production.
Local departments have also provided us with equipment and machinery, including this automatic irrigation pump. I just use my smartphone to know which areas need watering. It's all done automatically. It's convenient. I don't have to climb up there to do it myself.
We chose digital transformation as a crucial measure for advancing the rural economy, improving the quality of life, and filling the gap between rural and urban areas. The more challenges, the greater the need for digital transformation. It's about changing mindsets and creating opportunities for development in even the most underdeveloped regions.
Over the past 14 years, the National Target Program for New Rural Construction has made significant strides, with over 77% of communes nationwide meeting standards. These achievements have transformed the lives of rural residents. Now the transition to smart new rural areas represents the next inevitable step in this journey.
While sorting solid waste at the source is required by the law on environmental protection, many localities struggle to implement this regulation effectively. Hoi An City in Quang Nam Province has emerged as a leader in waste sorting and volume-based charging, showing steady growth in household participation, with plans to expand the program across the entire city.
Twins Family, a small business operating in the city, generates additional waste beyond food scraps and recyclables. However, by sorting waste at home, they have significantly reduced the amount of waste sent for disposal.
We use biodegradable waste as fertilizer for our plants, while non-biodegradable items go into bags for daily collection. On average, we use only 7 to 8 bags per month.
Previously, each family in Quang Nam paid about $1 per month for garbage collection. Under the new volume-based fee system, each family receives 16 bags for the same price. After nearly 10 months, households that sort waste properly typically use fewer bags, while those with more waste need to buy extra.
Our amount of garbage is higher than that of regular households because I run a restaurant. If I have to pay more based on volume, I'm okay with that, as it's only fair.
The city of Hoi An has evaluated the results of its waste sorting initiative, with participation rising from around 45 to 50% to 85% after nearly 10 months. The collection rate of recyclable waste, particularly plastic, has increased significantly, with a 10% rise in plastic waste recovery.
The City People's Committee has completed a comprehensive construction plan and held its second meeting. In December, the plan will be submitted to the Provincial People's Committee for approval. Since it involves pricing matters, if the province agrees, the project will be expanded to 13 localities.
Hoi An City plans to build a solid waste treatment plant that uses electrolysis technology. The plant will be able to process various types of waste, providing a comprehensive solution for the city's waste management.
7 red-crowned cranes have arrived early at Cham Chim National Park in Dong Thap Province, a promising sign of the area's recovering ecosystem. That is the second sighting of the year, following a smaller group of 4 cranes that visited in March. In mid-December, Dong Thap unveiled a 10-year conservation plan for the species, aiming to establish a stable year-round population of at least 50 cranes in the park by 2032. As date approaches, demand for traditional foods like bánh chưng, giò chả, and arrowroot vermicelli has risen by 20 to 30%. Hanoi's craft villages are working hard to meet this demand, with artisans hoping for strong sales and good prices. Let's visit these villages and experience the bustling atmosphere as they prepare for the holiday.
Vermicelli racks stretch across fields along the Dai River Dike, leading to Sor Village in Quoc Oi District. With nearly a month to go until Tet, orders in Sor Village have already surged by 50% compared to normal days.
We start drying at 4 a.m., and if the weather is good, we continue until 10 to 12 p.m. During Tet, the demand is high, so we hire extra workers to speed up production.
Vermicelli noodles are essential on Vietnamese families' Tet celebration trays. This year, vermicelli producers started their preparations early, increasing production by 30%. In addition to traditional offerings, they're also selling Tet gift boxes, featuring vermicelli and cooking ingredients to satisfy customer needs.
To ensure product quality and meet market demand, we've invested in modern machinery and established a closed production process, from milling flour and making rice paper to drying. Now, we can produce 4 to 5 tons of vermicelli per day.
If there's a high volume of orders, we work overtime to meet Tet demand, but quality always comes first.
Hanois is home to more than 1,350 craft villages, renowned for their traditional agricultural products that reach peak production during Tet. Though Typhoon Yagi caused setbacks in September, these villages have bounced back quickly, increasing their output to satisfy the growing market demand.
During Tet, we produce based on market demand, ensuring no area is left unfilled to provide enough supply and avoid sudden price hikes.
Having quickly recovered after the storm, local producers report that fish harvest is abundant and larger than usual. Tet promises to be a prosperous one.
The end of the year is the busiest time for craft villages. Despite working longer hours, smiles abound as they look forward to better earnings and a warmer, more joyful Tet.
A 30-second promotional video highlighting Vietnam's breathtaking landscapes and rich cultural heritage is now airing on CNN, a global media powerhouse with a vast, engaged audience. Launched by the Vietnam National Authority of Tourism, the campaign aims to inspire and influence potential travelers. The video will run on CNN through December the 31st, helping to boost Vietnam's profile as a top travel destination and attract more visitors in 2025. Coming up next in our world news. South Korea's Constitutional Court begins trial proceedings over President Yoon's impeachment. And later on, Israel strikes Houthi targets in Yemen's capital. Now moving on to our world news, the impeachment trial of South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol begins on Friday, 27th of December, starting with the preparation of arguments and submissions of documents. President Yoon was suspended from office on December the 14th after the country's National Assembly approved his impeachment over his role in declaring martial law. Despite the deadline for his defense, President Yoon has yet to provide the minutes from the cabinet meeting concerning the martial law order or other evidence requested by the Constitutional Court. He has also failed to appoint a legal representative. The Constitutional Court on Thursday convened a meeting to discuss the trial's progress and potential actions should the president continue to withhold documents. As the political crisis intensifies, the South Korean won has dropped to its lowest level against the US dollar in nearly 16 years, trading at 1,471 won per dollar. Israel has officially opened a new front in the Middle East, launching a series of airstrikes in Yemen on Thursday. The airstrikes resulted in numerous casualties as they targeted several sites linked to Houthi forces, including Sana'a International Airport, Red Sea ports, and power plants. At least 3 people were killed and dozens were injured. A high-level UN delegation led by World Health Organization Director General Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus was present at the airport during the airstrikes. A crew member of the UN Humanitarian Air Service was injured in the strike on the airport. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres has condemned the escalating conflict between Houthi forces in Yemen and Israel and described the attack on Sana'a airport as particularly concerning. Russia has expressed its willingness to accept Slovakia's proposal to host peace talks aimed at resolving the ongoing conflict with Ukraine. Russian President Vladimir Putin announced this information during a press conference in Moscow on Thursday. The Russian leader stated that Slovak President Robert Fico, during his visit to Russia this week, suggested Slovakia as a venue for negotiations between Russia and Ukraine. The Russian president welcomed this idea, noting that Slovakia's neutrality makes it a suitable host for such talks. Although Slovakia is a member of both the EU and NATO, it halted military aid to Ukraine in late 2023 and has since advocated for peace negotiations. From delivery robots and driverless taxis to drones replacing police patrols, cutting-edge technology fills the streets. This advanced technology seamlessly integrates into daily life in this Russian city. Situated along the Volga River, Anopolis isn't just a futuristic vision, it's a living reality. Since construction began in 2012, Russia's youngest city has grown into a hub where IT specialists make up most of the population.
Life in Anopolis is so unique. The city is the birthplace of Russia's first driverless taxis, which have been operating daily for the past 8 years. Autonomous delivery vehicles are commonplace, and the city has become a hub for IT specialists and programmers from across Russia.
About 5,000 people live here, with another 3,000 coming here regularly to work. 1 in 3 residents is an IT specialist. Our city is young, with an average age is just over 30.
Covering an area of 12 square kilometers, Anopolis is designed as a comprehensive metropolitan area. Technology is ever-present and seamlessly woven into the city's fabric.
This city serves as a platform for people to interact with emerging technological solutions before they become mainstream. Residents understand and embrace technology as part of daily life.
Each year, new technology companies arrive, bringing fresh residents and ideas with them. Anopolis is celebrated for providing a comfortable lifestyle that blends nature with technology.
Up next, let's have a look at the weather forecast for Vietnam and other locations in the world. And that is all that we have for this hour on VTV News. To rewatch our program, you can visit our website or YouTube channel or download a mobile app VTVgo for more. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.